This was not my first time hunting wild boar, but in Ligura, it was different. Because the wild boars here are big, stubborn, and clever, they have caused Ligura farmers to lose sleep and appetite for many nights because their farms have been destroyed by the pigs. We split into groups, carefully moving deep into the wild boar habitat. We carried guns, ammunition, and essential tools, all to ensure safety from the wildest and most dangerous animals. While searching for wild boars, we heard the barking of hunting dogs not far from us. Without hesitation, I opened fire and successfully shot down a wild boar, a bit regretful because this was not the biggest boar. The pigs in Liguria seem to have adapted to the sound of hunting guns. They often run away when they hear the sound of gunfire as a natural reaction. Since their speed can reach 48 kilometers h, we need to concentrate and aim accurately to take them down. We were searching for wild boars in an area with dense grass. The air seemed to smell of wild boar waste. It made me uncomfortable. My friend Andrew whispered next to me. Suddenly, a huge wild boar rushed out. Without hesitation, I opened fire and shot it. But the boar ran so fast that my shot was inaccurate. After this miss, I promised myself I would never let a boar escape. It didn't take long before we shot down a huge wild boar. Indeed, when we calmed down, we aimed accurately and took down a wild boar with just one bullet. In the afternoon, we did not go hunting for wild boars, but instead ambushed. We stood on high platforms, holding our guns tightly and listening to every sound around us. Suddenly, we heard rustling and snorting sounds of wild boars. The gunshots caused chaos. The wild boars ran in many directions. And very successfully, we continued to kill a wild boar. We took down a huge wild boar. After taking it down, my friend Andrew still couldn't believe how easily we took it down. Although I don't believe much in luck, I can't help but admit that hunting a wild boar requires not only skill, but also luck. To take down a wild boar with one shot, you need to aim accurately and shoot at its head and lungs. Of course, this is not easy, and veteran hunters do not always shoot accurately.
Wild boars are a nightmare for farmers. They dig up the ground in search of food, destroy pastures, and damage crops. What's alarming is that this invasive species reproduces at an incredibly fast rate, with each female capable of giving birth to up to 12 piglets per litter and reproducing twice a year. Local authorities have tried everything to control them, from setting traps, building fences, to using chemicals, but the boar population continues to rise. And that's why today our team has decided to head out, not just because of our passion for hunting, but also to protect the farmers' fields that are being destroyed by these wild boars every day. This morning, the sun was gently shining, and we began our hunt in a small forest behind a neighbor's house. As soon as we arrived, the team quickly set up the guns, took their positions, and waited for signals from the hunting dogs. After a while of waiting, the sound of barking broke through the air. A wild boar, trapped by the dogs, burst out of the forest, charging straight toward us. Seeing the opportunity, I moved the gun along with the boar's movements and fired. The first two shots just grazed its back, making it stagger. But with the third shot, the bullet hit its mark and completely brought it down. So, we had our first trophy of the day. After carefully scouting the terrain for a while, we realized that this forest was relatively small and didn't have many wild boars, so the team decided to move to a different area. The pack of dogs was still full of energy, running ahead to search for prey. Thanks to that, as soon as we left the forest, we encountered the next wild boar. The boar was struggling to find a way out under a small stream. I calmly raised my gun and fired. A precise shot brought the prey down on the spot. On the other side of the stream, there was a gentle hill covered in thick bushes as tall as a person, an ideal hiding spot for the boars. However, with a favorable vantage point and eyes always alert to the smallest movement in the trees, I would notice the boars the moment they moved. Sure enough, not long after, a dark shape quietly slithered between the bushes. Several gunshots rang out in quick succession. One bullet hit, but it wasn't a fatal shot. The boar panicked, turned around, and managed to run a few more meters in the opposite direction before collapsing and rolling down the hillside. After more than an hour here, the team decided to move to another forest area, one where wild boar packs frequently appeared. As soon as we arrived, the pack of dogs immediately picked up the scent of a group of boars hiding behind some dense bushes. I tightened the trigger, fired a few shots to flush them out. The entire group panicked and ran off with growls echoing through the deep forest. Then I spotted a wild boar still hiding under the trees. Not missing the chance, I lowered my gun and fired, successfully finishing off the target. The team ventured deeper into the forest to hunt for new prey. Less than half an hour later, a large boar entered my sight. We continued hunting into the late afternoon. Then the whole team stopped on a trail leading out of the forest, waiting for the last few prey before the end of the hunt. Suddenly, a wild boar dashed across the road, raising a cloud of dust. I instinctively reacted, raised my gun, and aimed decisively. Right after that, another boar dashed out and became the next target. Another precise shot brought the prey down on the spot. The sun slowly set behind the hill, casting a golden-orange light across the forest landscape. We turned back, retracing our steps on the trail, concluding the hunt with many memorable victories.
오, 오.
Amidst the vast, snow-covered wilderness, hunting wild boars becomes more intense than ever. Deep imprints in the frozen ground reveal the presence of these dangerous invaders. With each precise shot, a wild boar falls instantly. Exceptional marksmanship and expert hunting skills turn this expedition into an unforgettable spectacle. Watch and experience the thrilling moments as we take on the challenge in this icy landscape. The first snow of the season has arrived, transforming our land into a frozen, desolate expanse. But despite the ice and bitter cold, wild boars continue to roam unchecked. A gunshot echoes. Massive dark figures collapse, rolling down the slope, crashing into pine trees, shaking loose blankets of snow that cascade like a white storm. In the distance, our hunting dog charges forward, chasing down a giant boar and forcing it into an open field. This is our perfect opportunity. A rapid series of shots ring out. One by one, the massive, aggressive boars succumb, lying motionless in the cold snow. A thrilling and spectacular hunt has officially begun. They are close. Just as expected, the herd is moving into the dense forest ahead. We quickly devise a plan to block their escape routes, ensuring there's no way out. The freezing air turns our breath into wisps of white mist. Firing now would risk its escape. I wait patiently. Let it come closer. One perfectly placed shot into the run. Before us, a colossal wild boar collapses, its lifeless body sprawled across the snowy ground. And then, one after another, they fall. Despite the harsh winter, a deep sense of triumph and satisfaction warms us. This is a victory amidst the endless white expanse. For days, a relentless snowstorm had kept us from hunting. But today, with clear skies, we finally set out. The sun casts a gentle glow, but the thick snow remains. After 20 minutes of trekking, I spot a herd of wild boars trudging toward the mountaintop. We immediately move in, tracking their route. Among them, a strong, dominant boar stands out, the perfect target. A single shot rings out, ending its escape. As we reach the mountaintop, we spot another herd of wild boars slowly descending, leaving deep trails in the pristine snow. A 200-meter distance is no challenge. I swiftly adjust my scope, take a deep breath, and steady my heartbeat. Through the lens, I lock onto a massive male, a true test of skill. No hesitation. My teammate and I fire simultaneously. The gunshots shatter the mountain's eerie silence. The boar staggers before collapsing, while the rest of the herd scrambles, fleeing into the dense forest. Just as we were about to leave, the frantic barking of our hunting dogs erupted again. Immediately, we took our positions, scanning the surroundings with sharp focus. Suddenly, a dark figure burst from the underbrush. Wasting no time, I pulled the trigger. A gunshot rang out, and the boar's run came to an abrupt end. The hunt was over, leaving behind fallen wild boars against the snow-covered ground. Despite the bitter cold, we were exhilarated by the success of our expedition. Every chase, every shot was a moment to remember in this unforgiving wilderness. But out there, new challenges await.